I'm Geoff, and today I'm looking at rasps. Here is called the Wataoka rasp. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a really interesting pattern. It looks like a curved tooth file, sometimes called a mill file, I think, or a float. But it does have little diagonal cuts in the teeth as well. So the geometry is quite interesting on these ones. There are curved ones and flat ones. Flat ones are double-sided. They do have safe edges. The larger size don't come with handles, so I've just put some file handles on there. The smaller size don't need them. They come with these rubber sort of grips around the shaft there. A friend of mine gave me some timber to experiment with, and it's really interesting stuff. I've not played with it before as a Kiwi. I haven't encountered it before. It's called New South Wales rosewood. Sort of medium density, fine grain stuff, but it's got real funky grain. This piece has grain going all over the shop. So it's a perfect chance to try out some rasps, see how they work on a difficult grain piece. And what I've just done is I've bandsawed out this shape. It's going to give me lots of opportunity to do different profiles, if you like. There's in-grain carving and there's some concaving and stuff like that on there. Right, so let's get into it. I'm doing this as gracefully as I can for the benefit of the television audience. So I'm going to start with a smaller convex Wataoka. And I'm just going to come in and just go vertical. So I'm going perfect right 90 degrees to the grain here. And this is always a bit of a test for a rasp. Wow, that's actually pretty good. I'm getting no tooth marks as you would with a normal rasp. You know, you get those sort of grooves. I'm going to try this big baby. It's got a slightly flatter profile from what I can see, so I'm going to see how it works in this. Oh yeah, that's pretty good actually. It's not too bad at all. Feels like it might clog, and you might just need to keep doing this with it, unlike standard rasp. But it's beautifully smooth and it doesn't grab. You know, some rasps tend to grab a bit. If you put too much pressure on, there's a sort of a very delicate little sweet point that you're trying to find. This seems a bit more forgiving, which is nice. Into these corners, I'm going to go back to the small one. And the finish is actually really good too. For the speed of stock removal, you end up with quite a good finish. That's really nice. One of the things I noticed with the Wataoka is there's no teeth on the back side, so you can get your fingers on the back and you can really control the pressure that way. You know, you don't necessarily want to do that with the old style rasp. You get sore fingers, you know what I mean? So I want to get into this concave part here. I want to maintain a convex on the top, and obviously I want to scoop it in there. It's going to go a little bit delicately here. It's an unfamiliar tool, and it's a complicated shape, so we'll see how we go. There's a little bit more chatter with the Wataoka side grain that I didn't notice when I was going, if you like, kind of perpendicular to the grain this way. Probably partially to do with my technique. We'll see how we get on. I think what it is that the Wataoka wants less pressure than the Shinto. And you can see the finish there. You're getting a little bit of those chatter marks, those regular sort of wavy patterns there. So I'm just going to switch to the smaller one and see if that resolves it a bit. One of the things I've noticed about the Wataoka is that all the teeth on each size, they're actually the same size teeth. So in files and sometimes in rasps, you find that the teeth size is proportionate to the size of the blade. With these Wataoka, they seem to be the same size mill marks on the tool. I'm just going to switch back to the convex Wataoka. I'm getting the hang of that now. The Wataoka really definitely benefits from a lighter touch. It's more of a sort of a smooth stroke, whereas the Shinto you can really lay into it. Doesn't seem to complain too much. All right, one that I haven't tried, the flat Wataoka. Now that does have teeth on both sides, Doesn't feel like it's really going to hurt my fingers if I push too much, but I am still going to just hold it at the end out of habit. I'm just going to be very careful around this point too. So because that's flat and you're cutting with the whole surface every time you contact timber, there is a little bit even more chattering than with the rounded one. I feel like my technique's a little bit rusty for that style. I'm just going to blend it in through with the convex here. Now with a piece like this, it really is just an experimental excuse to play with some new tools. If you're going to muck around with 3D kind of carving with rasps and chisels and so on, I recommend some sideways light, some raking light. It really helps you see the facets and the kind of the shapes that you're building there. All right, so I've really put those tools to the test. I've done about 1/4 of the profiling that this piece requires, and I'm really impressed. You can see on the piece here the different kind of surface effects that you get from the different tools. So on the other hand, you get these Wataoka styles. I found them much more sensitive to the pressure that I was using. They tended to grip a little bit. I was doing a lot of side grain work. They were a bit easier along the grain, and probably just to do with the cutting geometry there. But beautifully fast and really smooth. Really, really nice. So I'm super stoked with those. I can see myself using even the little teeny tiny ones for those little fine jobs. You just need to take off, a bit of a mistake here and there. So in general, you're going to reach for a rasp when you need to remove some stock quickly, and you're going to be freehanding that shape. So I really recommend these tools. Pick one up, give it a go, see how you get on. My name's Geoff. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.